This is just a video to pick out some of the strawmen that my opponents or repliers have committed and just tear them apart because it's fucking ridiculous and I'm not putting up with it. The first such strawman is the fact that someone comes to my video and says, "When do you make intelligent discussion, Jim Prophet? All I ever see you do is insult people and ad hominem. Nobody even fucking knows what that word means. Stop using it. So, no, I don't just add hominum and insult people and things like that. The reason why I do that is because you are below my intelligence. You purposely, intentionally go below my intelligence. You know, if you were to treat me like a human being, I would treat you like one back. But you don't. So fuck you. You want to side with the moderators? Fine. You're no longer human. Deal with it. When you stop siding with raging sociopathic murderers, I'll start treating you like a fucking human being. But until then, you're just gonna have to deal with the insult. You know, it's not that hard to be intelligent. I'm not telling you that somehow I'm magically more talented than you just because I'm smarter than you. You could do it too. Just read a book. Just, sit down and think. It's not difficult. Anyone can fucking do it. A retard could do it. Why aren't you doing it? So no, I'm not going to respect you if you're gonna not even take 5 minutes out of your time to think about an issue, but then you want to come at me with your stupid straw man bullshit. No, it's not happening. So, second straw man is that somehow, because I don't give it my A game, that's why YouTube bans me, because of the fact that the ad hominem and things like that. But, on the same token, it's their property, they can do what they want to. No, it doesn't work both ways. Either the moderators have no accountability, no responsibility to uphold any sort of rule, or it's based off civil action. It's based off of equivalent exchange of one person acting one way and another person acting another way. If it were the latter, then there wouldn't be any moderators. It would simply be if I'm an offensive asshole, then I get treated like an offensive asshole. People would encounter me like an offensive asshole, and to a large extent people do. And I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with a moderator coming behind us and telling us who is and isn't fit to post. It doesn't matter if it was me. It doesn't matter if it was you. It's wrong either way. Wrong is wrong. A is A. So, why do we have moderators? I was on 4chan the other day, and, someone kindly asked, just politely, is this against the rules to post whatever? And, someone goes, well, it is if the moderator's having a bad enough day. And he meant that. He wasn't being, if that's a joke, that's a terrible joke. But it's true. Moderators have no kind of restriction. Their rules mean nothing. If the rules only extend to how they're feeling that day, then that's terrorism. That is criminality under the guise of enforcement. That's what the government is supposed to be investigating, not Jim Prophet. I'm sorry to tell you, Mark Anthony, the king of strawmen, or should I say the czar. But anyway, the point is, you come and flood my videos, which, by the way, for some reason most of them are hidden. I'm not sure why. I didn't do that, so, but you reply like 6 fucking times in the same goddamn video about how you gotta stop issuing death threats or the FBI gonna come and get you. No. One, you assume that I'm American and that the FBI would be under my jurisdiction. Two, why would the FBI waste their time with me? Why would the FBI, with all the foreknowledge to go after big institutions, come after little old me? I don't have any fucking money. They're not going to get anything by busting me. Sure, might be one less asshole in the world, but on the grand scope of things, busting Jim Prophet would not do the state any good. It would not do society any good. It would not do anybody any good. And first and foremost, because we live in a capitalist world, the government's just as much worried about money as a corporation. Differently, but they're worried about money. So, no, why would they come after me? They should be going after Google. Google has the billions of dollars, at least YouTube. YouTube has at least millions within Google's billions, or Facebook, or 4chan, or anything. They all have a lot more money, influence, and leverage than I do. They would have so much more to gain by going after them than me. So, no, I don't believe that the FBI is going to come after me. And even if I did good, let them come. Because then I want them to explain to me, because I'm not going to give them any room to talk, but I want them to explain to me, in their own words, why the fuck 4chan gets to be up and, set up to harass little girls in Scientology and Westboro Baptist Church and shit like that and dox their fucking information, but they get to stay up. Oh, but Jim Profit gets visited by the Federal Bureau. Oh, that makes sense. Or what about the fact that they could fine them or something? They don't have to, threaten their life. They don't have to get Secret Service or some shit. All they would have to do is fucking fine them, and it would make brilliant amounts of money. Fining me ain't gonna do shit. You can't divide 0 by 0. Well, you could, but it might cause a time paradox. Point is, you have everything to gain by going after moderators. You have nothing to gain by going after Jim Profit. I know in stupid fairyland libertarian world you do, but that's only the world you and moderators exist in, Mark Anthony. The rest of us live in a reasonable world where, real evil is the priority. Not just because you don't like what Jim Profit says. And, like as Geno360 said, oh, Jim Profit's just a dog with all bark and no bite. Well, no, I'm a rational human being. I know that murder is illegal. I'm not stupid. But, if I can argue self-defense clause, I can get away with it. So, yes, if you have the right to kill some random guy just rummaging through your garbage like a raccoon, well, he was on my property, so I defended myself. I have the right to stop a rapist from continually raping me. And there is not a jury or judge in the world that's going to argue otherwise. At least they're not going to want to, because I would drag that shit out to the fucking grave. You don't want to go there with me. So just deal with it. Don't look, if you want to avoid my wrath, then just don't be in my vicinity. And at that, Geno360 and Mark Anthony, you're not my problem. As much as you love moderators and love moderator cock in your throat, you aren't moderators yourselves. You would like to be. You certainly have the sadistic nature to be, but you don't have the leverage of a moderator. You don't have the, the ability and the means that a moderator has. You don't have the connections a moderator has. See, if I'm capable of making those kinds of priorities where I can tell the difference between a bad person and a bad person that has the ability to be bad, then the government certainly can. The government's full of very intelligent people that fucking know better. So you are the one underestimating the government. You're the one villainizing them, and quite frankly, that makes you more so the terrorist. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Well, all I'm saying here is that, if I do see a moderator, yeah, I would pull out a gun and shoot them. What? Where's the argument in that? I'm defending myself. They raped me. I have the right to kill them. Period. Ask anyone. Ask anyone, if someone raped you, do you have the right to shoot them dead? And until you're willing to argue no, someone can physically grab you, spread your legs, and come inside you, but no, you don't have the right to defend yourself, yeah, then that's you. You're just fucked up in the head. But normal people would say, yes, you should kill the son of a bitch. You should kill his stupid parents for raising such a travesty. So there you go. That's why moderators deserve to die. And by the way, I never really say I would kill him. I say I would defend myself, yes, but I wouldn't just go out and randomly kill people hoping that I hit the lottery of, striking down a moderator. However, I do know that, the implications of what I say could trigger some kind of psychotic response in a young person's head. Maybe I'm counting on that. Maybe that's why I'm writing my book right now, in the hopes that some little twerp will, realize how much life just sucks and is terrible and isn't going anywhere and it's not going to get any better. And he just picks up a gun and fucking starts killing people. Wouldn't that be something? That would not only make my day, but I would personally tell him that I am very, very proud of him. I am more proud of him than his fucking stupid ass parents would ever be if he were to just continue his life pretending to be a special little snowflake and go to work and fucking die just like the rest of us. He would be a better human being if he became a serial killer or mass murderer or whatever. He would be a more moral, a more pure, a more sensible human being. Because society as a whole is evil. Therefore, you have to reject evil in order to be good. If we define evil as this, then the only way to be good is to be that. The absence of evil must, have the concept of being good somewhere. We can only define something by what it isn't. So, if we know evil to be this, moderators, society that accepts moderators, then what doesn't accept moderators and the society that accepts moderators? That's what's good. So, if you really want to be a good person, yeah, you would be a violent, despicable killer guy. And I would have no qualms about it. I'm not going to judge you for it. In fact, I would personally congratulate you. I would come and, give you a cupcake or something. I don't fucking know. But you would be the best human being out of the entire crop of filthy vermin. Most people are less than a fucking animal. Even animals have more respect for their fellow species than a human being. I would be so lucky as for moderators to treat me like animals treat each other. That's what we're dealing with here. Don't fucking tell me anything. That's it.